right, that's right. We are in the building. I was on my Tennessee creek, baby, on this crazy how you thought I couldn't lie, but that's just how it all gets. It was fun before medicine, temptation so sweet to say, yeah. You must be really worth it, 'cause you know I don't deserve it. Put me right into my eyes, right up between my thighs. I know you two gems on the line, but baby, put it on the side. I'm just too damn fine to cry. Mistakes, but we know that it is. I know why they say the truth hurts. Truth is that I should have put you first. I'm supposed to build anything without trust. I would go out whole life out over lust. Tell me what would we do without honesty? You do not lie to me, that is simple. Never reply to that text. Was drinking, not thinking, and gone for the weekend. Should never have got in the sex. Cause I know how you feel for me. Don't even want for me. I know she don't compare to you. Yeah, mic check. Yeah, mic check. One more time. One more time. I got you. Let me hear this mic. That's right. It's your boy DJ Marv here on No Static Radio, the voice of the revolution. You turned up. It's Friday. I made it. I made it through another week. I can't believe it. It's my week birthday. You know what I mean? But I'm messing around. But we have an amazing R&B artist here from Cleveland, from Youngstown. From the Yo, baby.
From the Yo.
Shots fired. You know what I'm saying? Duck down. So we have the amazing TEE WILLIS in the building, never dating R&B singer, and we have some great questions here. Let's get into them.
Let's get it. You playing the throwback stuff.
That doesn't matter, you know. You got to see where we came from, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. So let me introduce myself.
Do that.
Hello, yo. Give me a little bit more volume on here. All right. So. Finally, our sit down. She was a very perturbing.
I love it.
Well, my grandmother a little bit. All right, so we are here with the great TEE WILLIS. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling well. Thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it.
Wow, it sounds like you in a big room, don't it?
It does. I hear it a little bit.
I can fix that.
Okay.
6 seconds.
Hold on, folks.
Right. All right, so.
You say you in the auditorium right now.
Exactly. And I think that is. Go ahead, say something.
Say something. Oh, whoa.
There we go.
And
I think that's it.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear myself.
I hear you.
Oh, you do?
Go ahead, give me some more.
Some more. Some más.
What in the world?
1, 2, 2.
There you go.
There we go. Is that better?
Better. You don't sound like you in an empty room by yourself.
Okay, there we go.
Cathedral. We call that the cathedral sound.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so yeah, I hear us, I hear you, and we are all good. Thank you, people, for your patience and bearing with us through these couple seconds of
0.5
difficulties. We snatched T Willis in our studio, and we had a brief moment to ask a lot of questions.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to start off with the first question, of course, that most people ask. Tell us about where you're from and a little bit who you are.
Well, originally I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. I've been basically singing. I feel like everyone tells the same story, but I have been singing since I was 3 years old. I fell in love with Usher. He was like my first love. As far as like that.
Shout out to our half Haitian brothers.
Yes, that My Way album had me in a chokehold for sure at 3 years
Oh
old.
my goodness.
So, yeah, I grew up. So basically, he's kind of like one of the reasons why I sing. And then Alicia Keys came along, and I was like, ooh, she played piano. I want to do that too. She writes her own songs. I want to do that too. So I've just kind of I guess, catapulted my singing with writing songs on the piano and joining in the church choir, which, led to me being in the school choir. And then school choir turned to, oh, she's president of the choir. Oh, she's section leader. She's student director. She's in theater. So that, I guess, gave me the experience as far as, like, entertaining just as a whole, not only with singing, but, like, being in front of people and acting and dancing and remembering lines and all that good stuff. And then by the time I ended my high school career, I started recording songs, and my friends were like, oh wow, this is you, this is a nice song. So eventually that just kind of spiraled into me making more music, and that's how we're here now.
Okay. So I'm guessing, like, you were like a trailblazer, sounds like, throughout your whole career. So that kind of like kept you throwing wood in the fire of that desire.
Absolutely. It's just like, oh, I can do this. Oh wow, I learned how to do that. Well, let me try this next. So like I said, I went from singing to being in the choir to playing piano, and now it's like I'm editing videos, I'm doing my own photo shoots,
and that was like
doing choreography. So yeah.
So it sounded like you were singing when you started talking. Like it's just a part of your
Yeah, definitely. And like my dad, he was more of like into like R&B, like as far as like Jodeci, SWV, whereas like my mom was kind of like into more hip hop and everything. So I kind of got like the best of both worlds. I'm with my dad, I'm hearing ooh yeah, and I'm with my mom, and I'm hearing Ludacris, move, get out the way.
And that's so funny because it sounded like they took reverse roles from where my parents were.
Oh yeah.
How my parents grew up. Like I grew up. My dad was playing Tupac. Like I thought Tupac was my father.
Oh wow.
Just because of how much I heard Tupac.
Yeah, that was my mom.
Yeah, and it was just like he didn't even talk to me actually. He just put me in his car and played Pac.
Oh wow, interesting.
And, but my dad is he's from Haiti, so
okay.
They're cool. Everything's different.
Oh okay. So I've never been, but I would love
me
to.
Me neither.
I would love to visit.
But yeah, so as far as like your family background, is there anyone that in your family that both of your parents were musically inclined? And what's crazy is I was listening to Plot Twist.
Oh yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I swear it's like the first song on there. It seemed like you was spitting bars.
That was 24/7.
24. Right? It's just like it gave off more of a rapper type of. It was like she was going bars. So I was like, wow, was she a rapper and then decided I can sing too and I'm gonna go on with that, or is she a singer? Because it's the cadence of it and the energy was very, very rapperish. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like your parents, the way they both are, have like have an effect on you that you kind of sway both ways with, and it is actually coming out through the music very good.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I see, like, you said you were in school and you went to the choir, you went to school choir. What about other children that were, anybody who was in school around you, or your parents that actually like influenced you with their talent besides just seeing it in yourself?
My dad actually can sing pretty well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. My mom, not so much.
But she can rap, though.
No. She can cook very well, and she's a very loving person. But music, dancing, anything theatrical, arts, whatever, yeah, no. My dad, however, has a very beautiful voice. I did have a cousin who passed away actually about 6 or 7 years ago, who was another person who sparked my interest as far as playing the piano. He's from Youngstown as well. And he took, I also took lessons, but he's the reason I took lessons because his piano teacher ended up being my piano teacher. And I would just sit next to him and watch him play, and he would just teach me, and I would catch on so well and so fast at such a young age. My family was like, whoa, she's pretty good at this. Maybe we should give her lessons. And he kind of held my hand through that growing up as well. Yeah.
So you, at a young age, learn how to play some instruments too, as well.
Yeah.
You got to read sheet music and stuff
Absolutely,
like that.
yeah. And I taught myself how to do that too.
We need that.
I teach myself how to do everything.
I'm starting to believe in lizard people because this woman is like beyond. She's absorbed. It seems like you just absorb.
I do. So
like
like I don't know if they still make them because my piano is just like a standard like electronic keyboard. It doesn't have like a digital screen or anything. But you remember like those older keyboards they make, and they probably still make them today, where like you press the key and like on the screen it'll tell you the note that you're pressing and everything. So that's literally how I learned how to.
Oh, you're talking about on the little sheet music notes?
Yeah, it tells like on the sheet music. So that's literally how I learned how to read music. So by the time I got to like elementary school and they were teaching us how to do ta ta ta. I don't know if you remember that, like in music class or whatever. So like I'm like whizzing through it. I'm getting A's on all my music tests and everything. And I'm like, how do you know how to read music so well? I'm like, I taught myself. And like all my teachers really thought I was BSing. Like, you didn't teach yourself. You did X, Y, Z. I'm like, no, I literally sat, took the time. Every note I played on the piano, I wrote down on a sheet of paper what it would look like on a staff. I studied the staff, bass and treble, and I just figured it out. Yeah. So it's like second nature.
Blew the music teacher. My music teacher, I was in Youngstown, Bennett Elementary, and honest to God, my music teacher, she was probably the most funnest person in the school.
Aww,
Too much fun.
Oh, okay.
Like, she was...
one of them.
Artists can be kind of crazy, man.
Yeah.
It was so crazy because her sense of humor was not for kids, but I understood all her jokes. And she loved me because I bust out laughing about every joke she made. She just was like, every other kid was just like, and I always been there, as far as my sense of humor.
That's what's up.
So, I see I got on SoundCloud, and I see that it's like 50 songs on there.
Yeah. And that's not even it. It's a lot of songs I put private because it was just like they're so old, they don't sound like me, so I just like privated it. So, I don't know,
I know. I'm asking you a question. That's something I do.
Just an artist standpoint, I guess. Like, I don't know. Looking back, it's like, why did I do that? I mean,
I do it.
Make this stuff unlisted, and just leave all the best ones on my SoundCloud.
It's so funny because on my Facebook, like if you notice, or you probably you're busy, but a lot of people probably notice when I say if you, I mean everyone else. I have to post stuff and then I hide it.
No.
I'll post something.
I kind of do that too sometimes, though.
Yeah, because you know why? Because I don't feel the same way I'm going to feel about what I said that moment. So, like, if I said something and I was mad 10 minutes later, 20, or even a day later,
right,
I see that and be like, hey, I was mad. But I don't want to see it.
Right, so I feel you.
I understand that. And as far as my music, like, my first album was, oh my goodness. I was 19 and I was doing my own mixing and everything. When you first started off in the studio, well, first of all, when was the first time you got to the studio?
My basement.
You made your own studio?
When I made my own studio, yes.
It was your dad's studio?
No, so my mom, my dad bought me a laptop, and then I begged my mom to get me like a real studio recording mic. Like my mom, she spent $100 on this mic. Mind you, I was probably like maybe 14, 15. I wasn't like old enough to work, have a job. So my mom would be like, whatever you want, you better go buy it. So this was that age where I was like kind of on the spectrum, but not old enough to work. So I literally had to beg her to buy me this mic And I was like Googling different softwares, playing around with them, and finally I found one software. It was what was that? Oh, it was called Audacity, and it was very, it was so easy for me to use. You know, I didn't have like auto tune or anything or whatever, but I made a song and I posted it, and that song got like so much attention. They're like, "This is a great song. Where did you record it?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, I recorded it in my basement with my little.
Is that the song that song is private? No.
No, it's not a song that's private. It's called Love Thing. It's like the very first song on my SoundCloud. Yeah, it's called Love Thing. But yeah, it was my very first song, and everybody loved it. And then that literally was just like the domino effect to me getting into real studios and recording. And then just ever since then, I've just been actual studios. Or I would like record something and then send it to an engineer, and that engineer would mix it for me.
So as far as you need some water.
I'm good, thank you.
As far as that song "Love Thing," what was the inspiration behind it? What made you sit down and write that song and decide that you had to record it?
I did have a little high school boyfriend crush, I guess, and that was
boyfriend crush. Hold on, now. I see the crush or
boyfriend. I can't remember.
Boyfriend can't be a crush. You can crush on your boyfriend.
I can't remember if we were together at the time or not. That's why.
Oh, so you did end up dating?
Yeah, we did end up dating, but I can't remember if we were dating at the time or if he was just my crush at the time. And
see, lucky you. I didn't do the date none of my high school crushes.
Oh, why not?
I don't know. I wasn't who I am today, so ha to them. Anyways.
Absolutely. Hey, I don't know.
So speaking of as far as because I know you said you was in Youngstown for a bit and then you came to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Did they have two different effects on you as artists?
As an artist, actually, I would say yes because I like officially moved to Cleveland when I was like 8 or 9. But every summer I would be in Youngstown. So like from the time I was like 9 years old to like 15, 16, where I was like working and had a job, every summer, the whole summer, I would be in Youngstown. So like I would come back to Cleveland in the fall, and everybody like, oh yeah, we went to this concert, we did that, we went to that concert. It's like I missed all of that. And you already know, in Youngstown, it ain't nothing to do. It ain't nothing to do. So it's like, dang, I felt like I missed out on so much networking or opportunities just as a young artist or as a young singer, because I technically wasn't an artist at the time. I was just like known, to sing and entertain. But like I feel like I probably missed out on certain waves or certain, teen clubs and all that good stuff that my mama ain't playing with me.
People died of them, so
Yeah.
And I'm glad, because a lot of people in Youngstown, even at that age, didn't make it out. I had my first friend, I lost him. I was 11, he was 8, 9, 10.
I'm so sorry.
Hurt himself in Mill Creek Park.
Oh no.
Shouts out to Winter Hall.
Where at in Mill Creek?
In the park somewhere. They was fighting over it. Him and his little friend was fighting over a gun, and he shot himself.
Oh no.
Young dude, man. I couldn't believe it, man.
That's so tragic.
Going to 6th grade. So I know that, a lot of my music influence at the moment do come from an emotional state from, losing friends and things like that. And I was just wondering, what makes you, as an artist, where do you feel like your music generally comes? What is your music about?
Real life experiences. I write based on how I feel, and I write all the time, even if it's a verse, a hook, something, a concept. I'm writing literally all day, every day.
Right.
So with me, it comes from experience, but it also doesn't necessarily have to be my personal experience. It could be somebody I care about that's going through something, and I write on their behalf. And I go, oh, hey, look, I made this bar, about you, how you feel about this. And then I could brainstorm a song off of that or whatever the case may be. So not necessarily everything is about me, but everything I write typically has something to do with something going along in my life.
Might be a bar in there.
Right. And then that's it, so yeah.
Yeah. And what do you feel like as an artist might be your strong point?
My strong point as an artist, I would have to say my creativity, because I can create like on the drop of a dime. You can those lines.
Man,
Okay.
what you telling? I got it. Well, yeah, you saying?
Yeah, I can create on the drop of a dime. You know, you tell me, hey, you got 10, 15 minutes to write and record a song. I'm like, let's go, let's do it, and I can do it. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like my strong point definitely is creativity.
Speaking of creativity, you're like, multi-talented, and I know for sure, like, it seemed like, how do you partition yourself like that? Like, you literally have a song done, a new hairstyle, a practice, a show, and paint something, walk your dog, all within 24 hours. How do you, 24 hours or 24 hours work better than mine? I'm just messing around.
Yeah, I would say it works better, because I know you're a busy man as well. But I don't know.
I look upset when I do those kind of days. You come out and you post at the end of the day with a smile in the road,
Not
a
the
silhouette in the background. Even the silhouette got a smile on it. And
not the silhouette.
The dog seemed like it ain't missed a lick. My dog's a maniac, so So I know for sure that you seem like you are in your happy space with what you do.
Absolutely. And everyone, you're not the first person I would say to bring that up as far as like how do you juggle everything. When you love what you do, it doesn't feel like you're juggling. Like, don't get me wrong, there are days I'm tired, there are days I might have an attitude, for no reason because I'm tired or hangry or whatever the case may be.
I'm glad you said that because I'm going to that.
Whatever the case may be, but like I said, when you love what you do, you don't even look at it that way. And I always have the end goal in mind. Like, as long as I get this done, at the end of the day, I'm gonna lay my head down and say, hey, I did everything I possibly could today to, better myself, whether it be personally through music or, through art, whatever the case may be. I did what I had to do, and I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. And you can only make nothing but progress after doing that. So.
That just made me smile so much. I love that response.
Thanks.
You said you played piano. What else you playing? What else would you like to play?
I play recorder, I guess.
That hot cross buzz, man.
Man, look, I know all the fingers to it. Don't play with me. I know how to play recorder, but no, that's really it. Piano and voice is considered an instrument. I would love to play drums, but I don't. It's something about tapping my foot and other sounds.
You can do it, because the crazy thing about you is that you do everything you put your mind to. Like, you one of the people who I see that I can really go with. Everybody's mind don't need to be put to everything.
Right.
And you got the mind that you can put to everything.
Thank you.
When I started playing drums, it was just like that for me. It was like, I'm like, what? How does he do it? But then when you start counting it out, when you start putting this over here, and you just forget about it, and you go one. Then you start doing this,
but y'all be going ham. Y'all be like, blah, 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 blah,
listen, I'm all right, but the people who I play with, goodness, man. I mean, like, oh my goodness, they're the people we talking about. I ain't one of them. You can probably do what I do in about 5 minutes. I'm more of the bass guitar.
But that's another thing too. Like, when I was learning piano, when I took piano lessons, my biggest struggle, like, I could read notes, like on the drop of a dime, I could press like crescendo, decrescendo, whatever. But that rhythm, though, if it wasn't like a four count, I'm lost. I could do a 2-2, but that 4-4, I can't do it.
So as an artist, what do you feel like your weakness is as a singer?
As a singer, I would probably say my weakness would be incorporating piano with my performances. Just only because I feel like I could do a lot of my songs via piano, but because I'm focusing my attention on so many other things, sometimes I neglect my piano practices so I could go do dance
Something
practice.
Gotta be neglected.
So I can go paint, so I can go rehearse or record. So a lot of that really comes from that. So I would just say just kind of finding a balance so that I'm not always neglecting piano to where it's not just practice, where I'm actually practicing my music.
You see it over there, right?
I do. That's a baby one. That's what, 61 keys?
Oh yeah, just about. Yeah.
That's like one of the ones I started with.
Yeah, but I think that's like the one. That's what I was imagining when you said the sheet music and stuff like that.
Shows you where you at on the staff. Yep.
with that same question there, what do you see for T. Willis? I know that sounds like an ending question, but it's not. But what do you see for T. Willis in the next, like, let's say 15 years as far as those weaknesses? Like that, do you plan on, like, you want to, or you feel like you don't need, I don't, we all do what we want to do.
Right.
But I know for sure, like, wow, like, with me, I got a bunch of things I do as well as far as DJing and producing and all that. And I have to sit down and hone in. Like, what is the best me? You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
So what do you think is the best you?
Like I said, I know I can do it. It's just all about putting the time and the effort and the energy into doing it. Even like.
So that would make you your best you, the piano?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's other things.
You feel like that
make
you complete? Because I feel like being complete and the best me is two different things. Because like I say, everybody, it's not about what I do, it's about what I don't do that makes me like, I can do that, but I ain't.
Right, yeah. I feel like with me, a great start would be getting back to a piano teacher because, I might be a little rusty with read because now it's like everything I play by ear. So, like, you can give me a chord sample, like, and I could play that, but if you were to, like, put a whole bunch of sheet music in front of me, I'd be like, all right, hold on, I know, boom, 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 all right, I go to first note, boom, all right, now we got this, so I'm not as fluent as I used to be, you see what I'm saying? So probably, I guess a good start, like I said, would be getting back to getting a piano teacher. And again, that's just like time, effort, energy, money.
Right. Do you compose your own music through piano? Like
yes. When I'm at home and I'm songwriting and I hear a beat and I'm trying to figure out the notes that I can do harmonies with or just like so let's say for example if I'm listening to a beat on my phone and my phone dies, all right, well I'm screwed, but hey, I was playing along to the song, so now I can play it on my piano a little bit to keep writing, to keep the writing process going.
So you're listening to music on your phone. You're playing it out. And it's, wow.
Yeah.
It's two things came to my head. The nationwide. And then, Daddy, would you like some sausage? That's the two knees coming out right there. So as far as like Cleveland and other areas outside of Cleveland, as far as venues, where have you, like, I'm not saying toured or like, where have you been exposed at around the United States and the world as far as just our Cleveland and everything else?
I would just say really Cleveland.
Okay.
So speaking of, I do have a show coming up next Saturday.
She do November
12th at the Grog Shop on Coventry. So
Cleveland. Stop playing with her, y'all. Like, stop saying y'all love her and not being there. I see y'all not there. I can say what she can't. Just text me and I'll be like, no, I'm playing. But yeah.
Next Saturday at the Grog Shop, I do have a show, and that's that's kind of the place that really got me. Yeah, kindly. That's kindly the place that got me my start. I take that back. Take 5. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it was like kind of
the oil change was.
No, not Take 5.
I'm about to say, I've just seen you posting about that. I'm like, y'all got too much going on, man. You see the pumpkin and the spice there?
Oh my goodness, no. It was a jazz spot downtown called Take 5.
It was? So it's not there anymore?
It's not there anymore. I think right before the pandemic, they went out of business or something. I don't know. But they had live bands there. And that was my first show, my first big show as an independent artist here in Cleveland. And I did a live song. They played my music live. And I also did a cover. And I feel like that moment in that show there got my foot in the door with other events. I've opened up for Tink here in Cleveland as well. I sang the national anthem for the Indians, so that's like a big thing.
Oh, do you got that recorded? I would love to see
I probably somewhere in the archives, yeah. And then I recorded, and I performed at the House of Blues in that one little side room.
Okay.
I forget what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about?
I'm somewhat familiar. Yeah, now that's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've been there a couple times. Just a couple times.
Yeah. But other than that, like small little bar gigs and everything. My next goal, honestly, is to go on tour. I would love to go.
Definitely.
Do like a 5-city tour.
They need to see who you is out here, And as you said, you opened up for Tink. Is there any major artists out here that you would want to collab with, or who would you feel like would be, as far as major artists and maybe a local artist that you haven't, and maybe we'll talk about some of the other people who have done features with.
Okay, yeah.
But who would you see in your mind that you would like to, like, specifically? This face is. I asked the right question, I think.
Drake.
Drake?
Drake.
That's my dad. I could announce
Drake. We have very similar styles with the sing song rap type thing. I be singing over his music in the car and in the shower, and I'm like, man, he don't know. If I could just sing some harmonies underneath him, some runs, we would have a cold song.
Right.
But I would love to open up for him. I feel like his population, like his audience is so broad. Like he doesn't have like just hip hop fans. He doesn't have just R&B. You got fans who are, he has country fans. He has rock fans.
Drake is gonna make sure he touched everything.
Yeah, every audience. So
I'm Staying Alive. That's more like of a disco style.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna hit every genre and every time frame that he can.
And he executes it so well.
Very.
So why not?
So everybody's confused by his style changing up and sounding dubstep or disco, or that's because he's gonna bend the block on every single genre. That man know what he's doing. And
Absolutely.
And as far as your music, do you have like anything that actually shows like maybe Tribune wise the time frame, the things that reflect in our era, like as far as hip hop and just issues with people like the people.
Yeah. The people. I actually do. I have a song called Watched You, where I think this was when the whole George Floyd thing came out. Basically just talking about, like, I watched you guys, kill my people, my family, my friends, and basically just get away with it. But, like, what are we going to do about it? And I had, like, a whole message behind it as well, like, as far as, I forget the name of the philosopher who was making a speech in it, but the whole second verse basically is just like his speech on like how, we as the people, basically are being laughed at by those other people, if you know what I mean. Right, everything is just like kind of like a game to them. That's basically the song, how, life is just a game to them when it comes to our people.
Right. So, I asked that question because a lot of it seemed like a lot of artists have been riding the culture wave, and I feel like you kind of like really right from, like you said, a moment that you come where you come from, and I got a couple of things I wrote down here. Anybody you mad at? I actually have private calls, but first, before I do that, let's talk about some of your features that you have.
Sure.
Like, I don't know if I'm saying this right.
Okay.
What? Ounces.
What? Oh.
XAI.
Zay.
Definitely a really good.
Thank you.
blend.
I'm so impatient.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good blending, and that's from Never Date an R&B Singer 1, right?
Correct.
So why not date an R&B singer?
Well, so.
Are you saying not date an R&B singer, or are you saying don't date you?
Don't date me. Specifically, don't date me. The whole concept came from an ex-boyfriend of mine. We were in an argument, and he was in his feelings, I guess, for whatever reason. Well, obviously, we're in an argument. Of course, he's in his feelings. But he basically was like, is this why you get into relationships? So you can just write about the guys that you're with? You know what? This is why you should never date an R&B singer. So, like, he's going off of me the whole time. I'm like, wow.
He just gave you the whole...
Never date an R&B singer.
That's not toxic. She wasn't hearing nothing he said. She just was idealistically listening.
I'm like, yo, I got to write that down before I forget about it.
That's it. That's what I'm chicken and
Thank
waffles.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for being a participant in the game of African apology.
And then made a part 2.
And then made a part 2. So I'm guessing somebody else must have gave you some more inspiration.
Actually, no. So with the part 1, I was still in a relationship with this person who said that, and I felt like he was the type of person I couldn't say what I wanted to say in my music. Like, I would record a song, and he'd be like, I don't like it because you talked about this and you mentioned that, and we went through that. So, like, he mostly, it was from him, it was like, all right, you're doing too much as far as, like, putting our business out there. But me, it's like, people don't know that this is between me and you. You know, it's just a song type thing. So I felt like I had to kind of tiptoe around what I wanted to say in my music. So then by the time part 2 came along, we were no longer together. So I'm like, oh yeah, let me say what I
There was no part 2 in our relationship.
Yeah, it was no part 2 in our relationship. So I'm like, yeah, let me say what I could say what I want to say without having to feel like I'm stepping on somebody's toes.
See, look, that's what you get. You should have just rolled the blade. Now look at it.
Yeah.
Look at you. Yeah, so I'm guessing he's the private client.
Yeah, he doesn't like that song. He was not very fond of that song.
Oh, I'm so sorry for the heartbreak, because I know you hurt somewhere like that. So, as far as, you know, looking back at the past then and now, you know, what would the old you tell you? Would you tell yourself something different about all that, or was that necessary to become?
What would the old me tell me, or what would the me now tell the old me?
Because I feel like those moments is what created acting different.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because like, I'm one of the people. I'm like, you acting different. You know what I'm saying?
Real
like,
different.
You acting funny. Like, get back on that normal junk. I ain't for all that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, right.
And I don't want to say never date a me, but I'm hard to date.
Yeah, so, it's not easy. It's definitely
when you got to juggle like you got to juggle. You know?
And
you're self-efficient.
Right. And then my whole thing is, you know, I'm busy a lot. So, and then, which equates to being tired a lot. So, I don't want to kick it right now. You know, I don't want to watch a movie right now. I want to get in the shower and go to bed, you know. So, that's like another thing. Just like, oh, well, where are you? Oh, I'm at an interview. I'm at a video shoot. So, it's like certain things I can't always dedicate, you know, my time to in a relationship. And then that stems to insecurities. Well, how do I know she really had an interview? What if she with old buddy? Or what if that interviewer hitting on her and she falling for it? So, you know.
I needed that one. Because you don't get it. Like, so many people, you know, in the world of trying to date out here, you know, I have people tell me about me. Yeah. Oh, I'm a DJ too. It's like, how was you? Okay, go DJ then. You know what I'm saying? People can be sarcastic and, you know, and it's funny because, you know, you just walked me right into questions I wasn't going to avoid, but I'm there now. So, because I see, like, you know, I seen you at a couple other interviews. You had some fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, I seen a couple DMs was getting read and other things like that. So, like,
down in the DMs.
It seemed like you found a sense of humor.
Yeah, absolutely. You have
and
to.
People making advances, or like, it's still entertaining to you. Yeah. Which means that you still got the quality of liking that, you know, maybe get a little bit of a smile and high, but like, you know, you're not about to get too close. Saying like,
yeah, absolutely not.
And
absolutely not.
It's funny because like, I'm pretty sure like, it seemed like the more you push people away, the more it's just.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And how do you deal with that? So, you know, like, do you feel like you lose fans because of that, or you gain fans? Or?
Probably both. Like, I'm a very patient person, so, and I understand that.
Are they fans, or are they just like?
And that's another thing. I understand that people have their ways, and for me, a lot of them are fans, and then a lot of them are like, hey, who are you? I'm just trying to get on. So, like, I can kind of tell, like, who's genuinely a fan just by how they talk to me. Whereas, like a genuine fan might be like, you're so beautiful, I love your music, blah, blah, blah. Hey, can I have your number? Whereas, like, somebody who just, like, I don't care if you do music, I don't care what you do, I'm just trying to get on. Hey, Mom, what's up? Let me get your number. So it's like, them kind of responses I like to play around with. Whereas, like, the other responses, like, hey, you're so beautiful, I'm a fan, can I get your number? I'll be more cordial with, like, oh, thank you so much, I appreciate it, but right now, you know, I don't do that kind of stuff. Definitely. So, yeah, but like the jerks, I like to, you know, give them a little punch back.
See, I seen you myself before I seen the music, so like, but like for myself, it was very very curiosity there, that to see, like, you know what I'm saying, as I believe, like was you at the Masterpiece event out in Akron, Barberton?
No.
The Mr. T. Miss Vic. So I keep, I'm thinking
I'm literally never in Akron. No.
Okay. So it wasn't one of the artists. I mean, I knew so many people that I thought I met you on the interview beforehand, just forgot. And just was like, we probably both forgot. So this is, you know, the engagements we met as we met.
Yes.
But so that means that when I seen you was on social media, and I was just like, wow, she's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful woman. Honestly, like, I didn't know nothing, and I seen where you was at, and I think I said something like, "Is you in a bar house?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the background threw me off, you know.
Yeah.
And which was wherever you be at, everybody always asking,
right. And you actually came to see me though.
Yeah, so I'm just going right to I went to Euphoria,
you actually came to see
which is a couple blocks from here, right?
Yeah.
And Euphoria is, I never heard of it, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. So what's the vibe there? What goes on?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Euphoria. Euphoria is it's like a bowling alley / concert venue / club / gamer room, you know, so it's got a little bit of everything / restaurant. They got pretty good food there. Shout out to Euphoria. They always show love, but I had my album release party there actually, and then I also, I did something else there. I forget. I did some kind of show there as well before, but yeah, it's a nice little vibe. Nice photo ops there as well.
Definitely, because you know, me being in the scene, it seemed like you get the venues that a lot of people don't know about. Like, not saying they don't know about your shows, but I've never heard of Euphoria having shows until you. I never heard of live stream or is it Stream Space?
Yeah.
Hey, shouts out to Royal Savage. And I just, you know, it seemed like I feel like they did it just because you came and was like, I want to do a show here. Or is they literally like, you know what I'm saying? How do you get those type of shows?
I have people reach out to me or they reach out to my manager. But most likely if they reach out to me, I'll just direct them to my manager. Because I now that I'm signed under like certain contracts and everything, there's certain businesses that I'm not like at liberty to discuss alone and make those decisions alone. So I just forward that to them and push them to shove. I one thing I know, hey, you got a show this date, make sure you're ready, you know, so that's that.
So, and apparently, like, I see you hang out with a squad.
Yeah, my gals.
Squad.
My gals.
You can shout them out.
Hey, shout out to Yash, Charnel, Rachel, Shakira, Jess, Amani. I don't want to leave nobody else. Oh, Stasia. Yeah, shout out to Stasia. She's my boy FU. Yes. I'm forgetting somebody.
She's my girl, fuck
you. Right. So, oh, we can cuss?
We can say everything but it.
Okay, gotcha.
So, I swear I thought this was Pootie Tank for 2 seconds.
No, not Pootie Tank.
Anyway, so like, because I see they, you know, you got, is there backup dancers that you have with you?
My good friend Rachel, she is my choreographer / backup dancer. Yes.
Your friend is your choreographer. Is she in the dancing?
Yeah, I actually met her through my manager like 6 or 7 years ago. And literally, she was supposed to choreograph a music video and dance with me in it, which she did. And, excuse me, ever since then, we just hit it off. Like, ever since then. So we've been best friends since probably about 2016, 2017-ish.
Oh, wow. That's so y'all been dancing since 2016 like that?
Absolutely. She came with me to the Tink show. She danced with me during the Tink show and everything. And, you know, even if she can't make an event, she'll scout dancers for me and teach them the choreography, and then they come dance with me.
So on the scale of like, you know, 1 to 10, definitely. How comfortable are you singing and dancing like that?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd probably say 6.5.
6.5.
Only because recently I just started taking vocal lessons. And my main goal that I'm working on is my breathing, because I do have a powerhouse voice, but I don't know how to use it. So, like, I do know how to use it, but as far as performing and keeping my stamina up, staying on pitch,
dancing and moving,
like, it's a lot. Like, that's why, like, Beyonce, oh my goodness, like, whatever she does, I need parts, because it's just, she's upside down, hundreds of feet in the air sometimes, and still can sing her butt off. So I'm trying to get to that level. You see what I'm saying? So with me, it's not only just dancing, it's vocal training, it's rehearsing, it's constant, feedback. So really, I would just say I'm like a 6.5 out of 10. And not only that, you gotta memorize your moves, and you gotta remember all the angles, all the snaps, you gotta be on.
You gotta make sure your boots don't break.
Man, it's so much that goes into dancing and choreography. So it is a lot of work, but I'm willing to grow in it.
Beautiful, because it's like, a lot of people don't want to acknowledge the hard work, and it seemed like you are all about the hard work.
Absolutely.
How much of that you think you got in you in this career?
Like, a lot, because that's literally what I was raised on. Like, we from Youngstown. Like, we, didn't have much growing up. I'm lucky and I'm blessed enough that my mom said, you know what, I don't want my baby girl growing up in this environment. I'm going to leave her here with my grandma for a few years, hustle my butt off in Cleveland, and then bring her back up to me with Cleveland. That's what she did. So my mom already had it instilled with her. So by the time I got with my mom, and, I was a smart kid. I was a good kid. Like, I never got suspended, never had detention or whatever the case may be. I always had, like, straight A's or B's, whatever, occasional C. But with me, and my mom, it was just like, she was like, okay, you want that? You want them new shoes? You better work for it. You better make sure you got all A's on your report card. Oh, you want that new video game? You better make sure you got all A's. When it came to the time I wanted to drive and get a car, my mom said, oh, you want driving school? Oh, it's $300? You better get you a job. And I literally had to work, and my first, like, 2 or 3 checks I saved up just so I could go to driving school.
Right.
So it's like...
So you just always was...
It's just natural.
Standing up to rising up.
It's natural, yes.
Like, you're not about to take it from her. She's going to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. By any means.
So what is your favorite part of, like, being an artist, and just the favorite part of life right now?
My favorite part about being an artist is just being me, because, like I said, I love creating. And a lot of times, especially like in the corporate world or, in the medical field or anything of that nature, it's like anything creative is like frowned upon. It's like, that don't put food on the table, that don't, put bread in your pocket. Right. It might not be that much, but it can, you know what I'm saying? So my favorite part about being an artist is just creating. I love making new things. And what was the second part? I'm sorry. Life. My favorite part about life.
Besides being an artist, because I know you do so many other things.
Yeah. My favorite part about life, honestly, is just being here and, like, being around people I love and just making a connection and having an impact on people. Like, I love anything service, whether it be, entertainment. Hey, look, I thought about you. Like, my friends will tell you all the time, like, a couple of months ago, one of my girlfriends, Jess, shout out to Jess, I just randomly bought her flowers. I was like, hey, are you home? She's like, yeah. I was like, all right, I got a surprise. I'll be there in like 10 minutes. She's like, okay. And I brought her flowers, brought her roses, just because. Like, I like doing random stuff like that. Yeah. So.
If you say your birthday's tomorrow and nobody seemed to care, I'm going to buy you a cake.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Definitely. So you like putting smiles on people's face, and that I kind of answered the question I was thinking about asking. And I was going to say, like, what do you feel like is the most important part of you to offer the world that you give yourself? Because you got music, you got art, and why is that important to you? Well, that's not a crazy question, but...
No, it's definitely important because I feel like people need it. I feel like people are always so serious, so uptight. Many people are very negative.
Right.
And I feel like that kind of a little sparkle is needed. Throw a little salt bay, throw a little salt.
Definitely. So, let's say, don't know how old you are. I'm not supposed to ask, but I know respectfully.
Look, I'm old enough to know better, young enough to not give a you know?
That's about it, you know what I'm saying? So let's say you skipped forward to the older years. Where do you, let's say you got 5 great songs that you want to, which ones would you feel like you would be performing, that you would perform now? Would you still feel like how I am about my post? I delete certain stuff.
Yeah.
Which songs do you feel like you would be performing at 60, 70, if you make it to?
Definitely, I know I'm going to make it. Definitely, How Dare You.
You going to be how daring people at 60?
Yep. Definitely, How Dare You. Definitely, Private Calls. Definitely Just Friends.
What do you see? This is an odd question. It's hard to think outside of it, but I think about this sometimes when I'm music. Do you see a song that you haven't wrote yet?
Yeah,
like being one of those songs?
All the time.
Like,
oh, you talking about like in this case?
Do you see a song that you can be like, and why you wrote it?
Yeah, I mean, now that you bring it up, but you asked me songs I got now, so.
That's who, yeah.
Okay.
I'm still, I got ADHD. We talked about that.
But yeah, definitely. And like I said, I envision that all the time. I'll think of concepts like, oh, I gotta write that concept down so I don't forget. Or like, dang, I could probably use this situation, you know, as inspiration for a kickoff to a song or something like that. So definitely, all the time, I'm always like, what's the word I'm looking for? Foreshadowing songs that don't even exist yet.
Very cool. So you said Private Calls.
How Dare You.
How Dare You.
Just Friends. I have a song called Dear Mr. Houston that has been getting a lot of attention, and another song that's actually not on the major platforms. It's only on Spotify. It's only on SoundCloud, and it's called "Stay with Me" or "Stay with Me." Stay with Me. Yeah, one of them.
I've actually listened to it a couple times.
Thank you.
And why did you keep that one on just SoundCloud?
Because when I recorded that one, it was before I understood the business side of things, and the producer for that beat is kind of like finicky, and I can't put that on a major platform and get money for it. And then plus, and then plus, I was young. I think I was like 20 or 21 when I recorded that song. I mean, I'm still young, but it was years ago when I recorded that. So
all songs you did, what is the one that describes you the most and the biggest one that has the effect on your emotionally on your circle and outside of the circle that you actually operate around? I can tell you mine if you ask me.
What's yours?
I like Acting Different.
Really interesting.
And this, you know why?
Why?
Because it introduced me to you in a visual way.
Yeah. Okay.
The visual introduction. And I think that's where I'm lacking as an artist. I don't really have a lot of videos. You know what I'm saying?
I don't either, though. That's why I do those reels, because I probably got like 4 music videos.
And I'm so glad you brought that up, because it just made me realize another question I wanted to ask you. I wrote down everything and didn't see on it because it's script travel. But
that's that ADHD.
Exactly. And how is technology from the past and compared to now? How does that propel you forward as an artist?
Ooh, a lot. Before, I ain't throwing no shade to Android. Maybe I am, but I used to have an Android.
Apple or Android? Which one you got?
I have an Apple now, but I used to have an Android, and it was so much stuff that I wanted to do on that phone that I couldn't do. But like as soon as I got an iPhone, it's like, wow, I can do a lot with this. So
which model was it? First one you got?
My first model was the iPhone 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. First one.
I was like, I can do a lot with this. So, and then now I have the 11, and I can do way more. And like the 7 is like, whoa, that might as well be an Android. But yeah. So, and again, it's just self-taught, like watching YouTube videos, figuring out how the different apps people use, how to convert videos, and how to make the effect go with the beat and everything like that. So
it gave you control.
Yeah, and it gave me control on how I wanted to do it. Yeah.
Because you do really good at that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll tell you what. I mean, there was a point in time where I had to watch it every day. So I still watch it every day, but I mean more than one time a day. I know you got a busy schedule going on here, so I'm going to slide into some trivia questions real quick before we go, so we can have a little fun. All right?
We got multiple choice. I'm good at multiple choice.
Should I tell you the multiple choice questions? Answers? I should just make you know. Well, what does R&B stand for?
Rhythm and blues.
Okay. I'm not going to click to see the answer because I believe you. All right.
Oh, you're actually on a trivia thing.
Yes, I am.
Cool.
When was the term R&B music first introduced?
Ooh.
Don't
maybe the 60s or 70s? When was it?
It was 1940.
40?
1940.
I wasn't too far off.
No. And this is why we're doing this, is I want you to know.
Okay. I feel like I should be taking notes. All right.
So, which magazine created the term R&B for use in a marketing campaign?
In a market? That's very specific.
But it's a major thing that everybody should be able for in this industry.
Okay, what's the question again?
What magazine
created
the term R&B for use in a marketing campaign?
Jet, I don't know.
Magazine.
I don't know.
Big piece of wood. Advertisement.
Essence? I don't know.
It starts with a B. What you want to be number one on?
Oh, Billboard. Okay. Oh, Billboard does have a magazine, right?
Yes,
okay. I'm thinking of like traditional, like standard.
So R&B created that.
Celebrity magazines. That's interesting.
Here's a good one. What is the first album of Destiny's Child's name?
I feel like I should know this, and I don't. This is before my time, okay?
Actually, I don't know how old you is. So I don't know when your time is, but I know you ain't no old lady.
I have no. Writings on the Wall? Was it Writings on the Wall?
That's one of them. But it's actually called Destiny's Child.
Oh, self-titled. Okay.
Yes, the famous hit "Doo-Wop," That Thing by Lauryn Hill. That thing was first introduced in which decade?
That thing. The early 2000s, right? First introduced? Okay, so the 90s? Okay,
Yes,
here we go.
Lauryn Hill ain't that old. So, here's a Rihanna one. What part of Rihanna's body was insured for $1 million?
Her legs?
Yes, ma'am. That one. That's no wonder how she knows that one. I'm checking her right. Rihanna was tag curls. Which musical instrument does Alicia Keys play?
Are you serious?
That's one of the questions.
The piano. I should be like
the piano.
the trumpet.
Right. You really see her play trumpet, right? What are the names of all three of Aaliyah's albums?
Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, One in a Million, and the other one, was it self-titled? Aaliyah?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
You got another one.
Cool.
All right, so we got a couple more here. And which year was the first album Alicia Keys song in song in A minor?
Song in A minor. Song
in A minor.
And what year was the album released?
Yeah.
Was it 01?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Look at you. You're picking up in your time frame. All right. Which R&B group is known for begging in their music?
Baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging. Josie.
It's funny. No, they ain't even related. The person who it is do be begging.
Who?
Keith Sweat.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, man. Which R&B group was founded by Michael Bevins, the former new member of New Edition?
Was it, wait, read it again.
Which R&B group did Mike Bevins find? There was in a movie. You ever seen the movie?
Yeah. Why can't I think of this? I got like every boy group in my head, but this one.
You said
not New Edition.
You said the word. One of the words.
Boys to Men.
Boys
did. Thank you. Okay, thank
very
you.
Much. Which of the following songs were featured in a soundtrack of the movie Poetic Justice? Oh. Which of these following songs? That's the way love goes. Again, I'll make love to you.
That's the way love goes, right?
Yes, again.
No. Again. Okay.
Which of the following was a hit song in the 1990s by Whitney Houston? I Have Nothing, Baby I'm Yours, and Miracle.
I Have Nothing.
Baby I'm Yours.
Oh.
You know what? I would have gone I Have Nothing.
I'm like, okay.
All right, I'm going to ask you 3 more.
Okay.
What is another name of R&B these days?
What is another name of what?
For R&B.
For R&B? Soul?
Contemporary R&B.
Oh.
And which of the following music genres has is closely associated with R&B? The closest genre.
Soul.
You would believe that. It's hip hop.
Really?
Right. Oddly enough, since you be
Yeah.
rapping on R&B, so I.
Oh, I can see that now because we have like trap soul and everything. So.
Exactly. Well, there is well, no, there ain't. So I'll give you 2 more questions here. Which famous singer added more electronic components to his song to create smoother dance floor friendly sounds, which are typically of contemporary R&B?
Read that again. Which R&B
Right.
artist?
Now I know I need to stop asking questions because this confused me. Which famous singer added more electronic components to his song to create a smoother dance floor friendly sounds, which are typically of contemporary R&B?
Would that be the
I'm gonna help you out with this.
Roger? No.
You would think it was Roger and Zach, right?
No.
Because they had that.
Yeah.
But they ain't talking about that. They ain't talking nothing about that.
Smoother dance. What?
Smooth.
Oh, Michael Jackson, really? Okay.
Right. Well, I would never have believed that either. Lead singer of the OJ's, Eddie Levert, is the father to which famous singer or actor?
Gerald Levert.
And there you have it. There you have it. This was another great sit down here. So you earned your candy with those 3 questions, okay?
Thank you.
Definitely.
I'm definitely gonna pick
Never Date an R&B Singer 2. So what is the next album the next project that's coming from you?
So, I don't have a title for it yet. It might even be self-titled, to be honest with you. But I do have a lot of the songs written for it. I'm waiting still on production and beats. Yeah. Not going to say too much about that. However, I will say that this next album is a lot more personal and it's a lot more soulful from me. Because like you said, like I'm more like a sing-song rap kind of gal.
Right.
But like this one, I'm kind of going a little bit deeper, as far as...
A little deeper?
Yeah, a little deeper, so.
So what's the difference between you going deeper then and what you do in this album? What's deeper? Because I feel like you letting them have it on this one.
Yeah, deeper as far as vocally.
So a little bit.
Vocally. Like it's going to be more singing and not singing. You feel what I'm saying? So, but it's still going to be, my typical style, but I want to give people another side of me, I'm not just the sing song, thug out, thug life singer, but I want to show my sensitive side as well.
Okay, definitely.
Emotions.
Well, that's okay.
You're trying to multitask.
Right, yeah. So I'm gonna spin this real quick and we're gonna pop in on some of this.
Hey.
What you would suggest me to play here with? Hello?
Play Overtime if you have it.
Oh wow. Okay, one moment. Overtime. And real quick about Overtime. What is the inspiration behind that track?
Overtime actually came from a situation where I was with this person and we would do our grown up thing.
No
you know what
dance.
I mean? we would do our grown up thing and like the next day he wouldn't want to go to work because he was just so, I guess, enchanted. He was so enchanted that he was like, you know what? I'm calling off from work. I just want to spend all day with you. So, yeah, that's basically where that came from.
Let's see how that sounds. Hello? Hello? Our boss was calling me the same.
Take off, you deserve it. No matter what I can do, you like my 69.
Sounds tired.
You?
It's like a couple minutes tired. It's not the original pitch.
Oh! It's because I'm on the table.
Oh, okay.
I got you. Like that?
Yeah, that's it.
Table's always doing something extra.
Take off, you deserve it.